Shalom, Yasharala, Kal Halayim La Yahawah B'Hashem Yahawashi B'Hashem QADASH. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Double honor to the apostles and elders that taught, Israel this truth. I just want to come at you guys with a quick lesson on coveting. Alright, there's two types of coveting. There's good covetousness and there's bad covetousness. Obviously, the one that we're most familiar with is the bad type of covetousness, coveting against your neighbor, right? And we know your neighbor is within Yasharala, within Israel, your Akim Wakwa, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. So the bad covetousness, I want to get into that first. I'm going to start at Exodus chapter 20, verse 17. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, Salakia, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, which is his donkey, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. All right, don't covet against your neighbor at all, in any way. All right, don't covet against his material things or what he got. Don't covet, try to get what the next brother has, Mr. Steal Your Girl, trying to take another man's wife. You know what I mean? Being jealous of his money or his job that he may have. Like, just be happy for the brother, because we're all under the curses. We're all dealing with BS. All right, we're all dealing with BS. And the Israelites that are not in the truth, the 2/3, like these rappers, there's even more reason not to covet them, because there's another verse I'm going to get that says, don't envy your oppressor. And obviously the 2/3 are in the world, and they're carnal with Esau, and they got all that they have from Esau. All right, it doesn't matter if you're a 2/3 or not, you're under the curses regardless. All right, so them being under the curses, they conform to this world and they worship Esau and white Jesus or all these other religions, and they are only prospering in some fashion because they either sold their soul or they're not worshiping the Most High. All right, they're in other stuff. All right, so yeah, just don't covet your Akim or Akwa. All right, the next verse, Proverbs chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. Down to verse 35 after that verse. The wise shall inherit glory, but shame shall be the promotion of fools. All right, so the wise, don't covet them. Don't even bother, because don't worry about it. All right, Israel, it says in chapter 14 of Isaiah, Israel's going to be fine. Jacob, we're going to rule, and we're going to take the captors that had us in captivity, and we're going to put them in their place, and we're going to be ruling the world. All right, John, or First John, I can't really remember, but John says, love not the world, nor things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. All right, don't love the world or anything in it. This is all carnal. None of this matters, and none of it's going to matter very, very soon. The Most High is going to visit this place with sore destruction. All right, famine, pestilence, plagues, all types of different forms of the Most High's wrath, different forms of the Most High's judgment for all the wickedness that's going on. All right, and Esau runs the world. Like in Job chapter 30, I believe it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right, if not, where and who is he? All right, it's got to be Esau, Satan's chosen people. All right, the devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay, shame shall be the promotion of fools. They're going to be in the 2/3. They're going to be in shame. They're going to be ashamed of themselves in the kingdom. When we have the glory, the 1/3 hopeful elect, all right, YAHAWAH were part of that number, and we're part of the 144,000 Akim, make it to there. Alright, YAHAWAH, we're going to be glorious. We're going to have our glory, and everyone else is going to be ashamed. They're going to be in shame because they didn't listen when they had the chance. The Most High had mercy on them and was showing them the ways that they should go to, but they weren't listening. They wanted to be like Esau. They wanted to follow after his ways, the ways of the oppressor. All right. So we're not worried about any of that. All right. So in Isaiah 14, if you go down to verse 12, it says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." That verse, the first time I read that verse, I was like, yo, that is insane. All right. But let me finish it off real quick. Verse 15. "Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit." All right. So the first time I read 14, Isaiah 14:14, I was like, yo, I can't believe that this person actually said, like, someone like that actually exists. And that's actually Esau. Esau is the most pride. He's the embodiment of pride. He's walking pride. He's walking wickedness. Okay. So the fact that this should tell you all that you need to know about Esau, Edom. Okay. Satan's chosen people, Lucifer, all of that. All right. Esau knows. They know we're the Israelites. They know what's going to happen to them. They know all of this already. They know us. They see us. They know what's going on, which is why he's coming down with great wrath, because he knows he doesn't have long left at all. Okay, he knows what's going on, and yet he still feels this way. He's still prideful. He's still insane enough to try to fight the Most High. That should tell you all you need to know about Esau, dude. Esau is crazy, and he's wicked as hell. All right, his ways are as death. Literally, he is death walking. Okay, that should tell you all you need to know. Okay, Micah 2:1. "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand." They're like, I can do it. YOLO, I might as well. Okay. Verse 2. "And they covet fields and take them by violence." What did they do to Gad and Reuben? They did that to the so-called Native Americans when they came to America. "And houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage." They've oppressed our whole, they literally wiped out our heritage. They successfully, led us to believe that we were just some niggas. We were just black. We were just some Africans swinging from trees and eating bananas and living in huts. All right. That's Esau, Edom. He is just a violent damn demon. He's just a violent devil oppressor. Okay. But the end of him will be shame, contempt. He'll be brought down to hell, and he's going to get exterminated. All right? And that's all the other nations that had us captive. I suggest reading Isaiah 14 all the way to like 27 or so. Just read the whole thing. All right? So that was Micah. So obviously that's negative covetousness. So there's a good form of covetousness, and that comes in the form of charity. All right, coveting to prophesy. Okay, wanting to edify your akim wa akwa, your brothers and sisters. That's where good coveting is. Men We should covet to want to go out on the highways and hedges and teach people, interact with, brothers and sisters, bid the elect, the hopeful elect, to the gospel, to the kingdom, to their heritage, to the keeping of the law, statutes, and commandments. We should want to do that. We should want to be like, oh, look at this brother. He's so, knowledgeable and understanding. He's bringing out the truth. I want to be just like that. That's like a role model. All right. That's a good form of covetousness. So 1 Corinthians chapter 12 speaks of different brothers and sisters having gifts, and some brothers and sisters may be able to draw, drawing Israelite themed drawings, dancing the Israelite music, making Israelite music, different things that we may be able to do. These are all gifts from the Most High. All right. But that you can do all that, but that's just one aspect. That's just one nice little trait. Ultimately, so it's going to go into it. So I'll start at 1 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 31. But covet earnestly the best gifts, and yet show I unto you a more excellent way. So coveting after these good gifts, wanting to edify and strengthen the nation and put out good vibes out there for Israelites, that's nice. But he's going to show you an even better way. All right? A more excellent way. A better gift. So the next chapter, verse 13, verse 8 says, charity never faileth, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. Okay? Verse 9, for we know in part, and we prophesy in part, but when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. Alright, like I said, the scriptures state that there are things in part, because it likens all these gifts unto a body. We're all part of one body of HaMashiach, right? So we're all body parts, but charity encompasses the whole thing. Charity encompasses the whole body. So once you have something perfect, why would you just want parts? You know what I mean? So, verse 13, and now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three, but the greatest of these is charity. All right. And then the next chapter, verse 14, verse 1, follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophesy. Jumping down to verse 12, even so ye, for as much as ye are zealous of spiritual gifts, seek that ye may excel to the edifying of the church. Charity is not just donating money to organizations that you don't even know what they're really doing with it. Giving money to your pastor in tithes, passing around the collection plate. No, it's not about that. If you want to give money, you want to pay tithes, you want to give money to camps and other brothers and sisters, spend it on Israelite business, help out these camps, donate to them. They have live streams and super chats and stuff, so do that. All right. There are ways that you can give charity financially, but really the best form of charity, it explains what charity is. It's nothing but good traits, and ultimately it goes back to edifying. All right. If you have knowledge, you're able to teach your family, whoever. That's what the church is a gathering of Akim, right? So edify who you can edify. Bid his elect, his hopeful elect, to the gospel, to the kingdom, to their heritage, and teach them to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. And that's the ultimate form of charity. That's the ultimate gift that you can have. Okay? Some brothers can break it down. Some brothers can just be readers and find the verses. Some brothers can teach the prophecies, go into different news that is happening throughout the world. That's what you can do. That's the best thing that you can do. All right. Chapter 14, still, verse 39 and 40. Wherefore, brethren, covet to prophesy, and forbid not to speak with tongues, because you can have interpreters and translators. Let all things be done decently and in order. All right. So that's basically it. Coveting can be a good thing if you covet after spiritual gifts and charity. All right. Coveting obviously is a bad thing when you want someone else's wife, you want someone else's house, their car, their games, their, money. You want the oppressor's fame and glory, long blonde hair, all this crap. That's horrible, sinful covetousness. Practice charity, all right? Do charity. Edify the nation, strengthen the nation. However you can, pray to the Lord to reveal unto you your gift, and He'll show you exactly what you're able to do. Alright? So I want to give all praises to the Most High, YAHAWAH, HASHEM, YAHAWASHI, HASHEM, QADASH. I pray that the lesson was edifying. I pray that YAHAWAH will have more understanding and knowledge, and that we may all edify each other and push this word out in truth and sincerity. Alright, Shalom.